Yo, what's up, everyone? This is James and English Reading 100 Days Challenge. Today is day 45. And Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. So, almost. Attention and effort. Wait. Okay, I think today we're jumping into chapter 2, and start again with attention and effort. In the unlikely event of this book being made into a film, System 2 would be a supporting character who believes herself to be the hero. The defining feature of System 2 in this story is that its operations are effortful, and one of its main characteristics is laziness, a reluctance to invest more effort than is strictly necessary. As a consequence, the thoughts and actions that System 2 believes it has chosen are often guided by the figure at the center of the story, System 1. However, they are vital tasks that only System 2 can perform because they require effort and acts of self-control in which the intuitions and impulses of System 1 are overcome. So, mental effort. If you wish to experience your System 2 working at full tilt, the following exercise will do. It should bring you to the limits of your cognitive abilities within 5 seconds. To start, make up several strings of 4 digits or different, and write each string on an index card. Place a blank card on top of the deck. And the task that you will perform is called Ed 1. Here is how it goes. Few people can cope with more than 4 digits in Ed 1 task, but if you want a harder challenge, please try Ed 3. If you would like to know what your body is doing while your mind is hard at work, set up 2 piles of books on a sturdy table. Place a video camera on one and lean your chin on the other. Get the video going and stare at the camera lens while you work on the Ed 1 and 3 exercises. Later you will find in the changing size of your pupils a faithful record of how hard you worked. I have a long personal history with the Ed 1 task. Early in my career, I spent a year at the University of Michigan as a visitor in a laboratory that studied hypotheses, casting about for a useful topic of research. I found an article in Scientific American in which the psychologist Ernest Hayes described the pupil of the eye as a window to the soul. Well, the pupil of the eye as a window to the soul. I reread it recently and again found it inspiring. It begins with Hayes reporting that his wife had noticed his pupils whitening as he watched beautiful natural pictures, and it ends with 2 striking pictures of the same good-looking woman who somehow appears much more attractive in one than in the other. So, and who somehow appears much more attractive in one than in the other. There's only one difference: the pupils of the eye appear dilated in attractive pictures and constricted in the other. Hence also wrote of belladonna, a pupil dilating substance that was used as a cosmetic, and a bizarre shoppers who wear dark glasses in order to hide their level of interest from merchants. One of Hayes' findings, and Betty and I developed a setup similar to the optician's examination room, in which the experimental participant leaned her head on a chin and forehead rest and stare at a camera while listening to pre-recorded information and answering questions on the recorded beats of a metronome. Okay, I think I have covered this part. So we found that people when engaged in a mental sprint may become effectively blind. The author of The Invisible Gorilla had made the gorilla invisible by keeping the observers intensely busy counting passes. We reported a rather less dramatic example of blindness during Act 1. Our subjects were exposed to a series of rapidly flashing ladders while they worked. They were told to give the task complete priority, but they were also asked to report at the end of the digit task whether the letter K had appeared at any time during the trial. The main finding was that the ability to detect and report a target letter changed in the course of the 10 seconds of the exercise. The observer almost never missed a K that was shown at the beginning or near the end of the at one task, but they missed the target almost half the time when mental effort was at its peak. Although we had pictures of their wide open eyes staring straight at it, failures of detection follow the same inverted V pattern as the dilating pupil. The similarity was surprising. The pupil was a good measure of the physical arousal that accompanies mental effort, and we could go ahead and use it to understand how the mind works. Much like the electricity meter outside your home or apartment, the pupil is often an index of the current rate at which the mental energy is used. The analogy goes deep. Your use of electricity depends on what you choose to do, whether to light a room or toast a piece of bread. When you turn on the bulb or a toaster, it draws the energy it needs, but no more. Similarly, we decide what to do, but we have limited control over the effort of doing it. Suppose you are shown 4 digits, say 9462, and told that your life depends on holding them in memory for 10 seconds. However much you want to live, you cannot exert as much effort in this task you would be forced to invest or accomplish at 3 transformations on the same digits. System 2 and the electrical circuits in your home both have limited capacity, but they respond differently to threatened overload. A breaker trips when the demand for current when the demand for current is excessive, causing all devices on that circuit to lose power at once. In contrast, the response to mental overload is selective and precise. System 2 protects the most important activity, so it receives the attention it needs. Spare capacity is allocated second by second to other tasks. In our version of Guerrilla Experiment, we instructed the participants to assign priority to digit tasks. We knew that they follow the instruction because the timing of visual target had no effect on the main task. If the critical letter was presented at a time of high demand, the subject simply did not see it. When the transformation task was less demanding, detection performance was better. So the sophisticated allocation of attention has been honed by a long evolutionary history, orienting and responding quickly to the gravest threats or most promising opportunities improved the chance of survival. And this capacity is certainly not restricted to humans. Even in modern humans, System 1 takes over the emergencies and assigns total priorities to self-protective actions. Imagine yourself as the wheel of a car that unexpectedly skidded on a large oil slick. You will find that you have responded to the threat before you became fully conscious of it. So Betty and I worked together for only a year, but our collaboration has a large effect on our subsequent careers. He eventually became the leading authority on cognitive pupilometry, and I wrote the book titled Attention and Effort, which was based in large part of what we learned together and a follow-up research I did at Harvard the following year. We learned that great dare about the working mind, which I think of as System 2, from measuring pupils in a wide variety of tasks. And that's it for today. Thanks.